guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Unit 6 review. Remember that this is no calculator. Show all your work and place your final answers on the line. Use complete sentences in your explanations. So, the nice thing is, each section tells you where it is in your notes so you can go back and look. So, are you allowed to distribute the exponent in the following expression? Well, yes or no? The answer, yes, because you distributed everything, okay? And so the reason you can is yes, because you can always distribute an exponent to a, and that is called a monomial, okay? Another good thing, that reason why you can do it is because there's no addition or subtraction inside the parentheses, okay? All right, simplify. 8x to the negative fifth y times 2x to the fourth y cubed. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply your coefficients, which give you negative 16. Combine your x's, x to the negative first, and now combine your y's, which give you y to the fourth. And remember, if your exponent's negative, you drop it. So our final answer is negative 16 y to the fourth over x. All right, number 3. Now, number 3, when we've got the exponents outside and we're dealing with a monomial, you can distribute all of that stuff. So you get 2 to the third x to the negative 12th over 4 to the negative second x, and then negative 4 times the negative 2 gives us a positive 8. So if our exponent's negative, we drop it like it's hot. If it's already on the bottom, you bring it to the top. So that gives us 2 cubed, 4 squared on the top, and x12, x8. So on the bottom is x20, 2 to the third is 8, and 8 times 16. You can do that on your multiplication chart, and you get 128 x to the 20th. All right, section number 2, classifying, adding, and subtracting polynomials. Explain how you determine the number of terms in a polynomial. Well, to do that, you should know that terms are separated by addition and subtraction. So when you see those signs help separate them, so you use those to decide. Okay? So number 5 says to classify and then identify its degrees. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, and you cannot combine. So if it's got 4 terms, that means it's a polynomial. And now I'm going to look at each one of these to find the degree. 6 and 4, well, that's 10. 4 and 3 is 7. 1 and 1 is 2, and that's 0. So I want to know the highest term, the highest degree, and that's 10, because it's right there. Okay? Now, for B, before you decide that this is a polynomial, make sure you take a look at those two because you can combine those terms. And when you combine those, you're left with a binomial with a degree of 3. All right, number 6. Is it appropriate to use the box or FOIL method for the following expression? Now, take a look right here because right there we have an addition sign, okay? So, can you use that? No, you cannot use the box slash FOIL method for addition problems. Okay, so there's a plus sign between the polynomials, so that means you don't do box or FOIL. Okay, now here's some examples like that. So what you do is you rewrite these because it's addition, you don't change anything. And now try to find your like terms, which gives you 7x squared. Negative 3x and 9 give you positive 6x. And then don't forget your 1 minus 7, which is minus 6. Okay? Now, when there's a negative sign, that means you have to distribute that and change all of the signs. So now we have 8x squared minus 3x plus 1. And now everything on the back side changes all of the symbols. Okay? So minus 3x squared plus 6x minus 11. Okay, and now start finding the things that are the same. 8x squared plus 1x squared minus 3x squared. That gives us 6x squared. Okay, the negative 3x, negative 9, positive 6. When you combine all of those together, you get a minus 6x. And then the 1, the 7, and the 11, when you combine all of those together, you get minus 3. All right, section 6.3. Are you allowed to distribute the exponents in the following expression? Okay, now for this one, you cannot distribute an exponent to a polynomial. Okay, for this you would use box or FOIL method to figure out what your answer is. All right, number 9, simplify the following expressions, write your answers on the line. So I'm going to take whatever is outside and multiply it by whatever is inside. So you multiply the big numbers, negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, s, and then we're going to add the exponents, okay? Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8, s to the 7th power, okay? Negative 2 times positive 7 is negative 14, s to the 6th power. And then negative 2s times negative 2 is positive 4s to the 5th. Okay? Now, for the next one, I would use the box method to help keep track of all of this. Okay? Because you have negative 2q squared plus 2q minus 4 and 8q plus 3. Okay? And now all you do is just multiply inside. So you get negative 16q cubed plus 16q squared minus 32q. and then minus 6q squared plus 6q minus 12. Okay, and now just combine your like terms. And your like terms are the kitty corners right there. So you get negative 16q cubed plus 10q squared minus 26q minus 12. Okay. For C, we would FOIL the 4x squared minus 14xy plus 14xy minus 49y squared. Okay. You would combine your like terms in the middle, and those cancel, and you're left with 4x squared minus 49y squared. Okay. Remember that this tells us how many of the bases we have. Okay. Now, you guys can pause the video and you can multiply this out and write your answer on the line. And there you go. All right. Number 10, what is the formula for area of a rectangle? Guys, all of you should know that area is length times width. Okay, so volume of a cube equals length times width times height. When you're talking about a cube, all of the sides are the same. So you're doing 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1. Okay, now we've talked about just foiling the first group, which gives you 4x squared minus 2x minus 2x plus 1. And when you combine your like terms, then you can multiply that with the 2x minus 1. And when we do that, we've talked about using the box method to help keep you organized. Okay, so the 4x squared minus 4x plus 1 and 2x minus 1 over here. Go ahead and multiply that out, combine your like terms, pause the video, see how you do. And there you go. So you get 8x cubed minus 12x squared. And let's just double check. That's, oh, I'm sorry. That should be positive 2x, which would make that a positive 6x. Minus 1 inches, so don't forget to label. All right, number 12. Can you use synthetic division for the following problem? Okay, remember that in synthetic division, your leading coefficient needs to be 1. So this is no, because the divisor doesn't have a leading coefficient of 1. Okay, now for number 15, since this is a monomial, I want to divide that 3x into each one of these guys. Okay, and then from there, you just simplify everything, where it'd be 5x cubed minus 9x squared minus 7x plus 2. Okay, in number 14, we can use synthetic division because our leading coefficient is 1. So I'm going to take the opposite of that and then write down all of my coefficients, 1, 2, and negative 80. Drop the 1 down. 8 times 1 is 8. Remember that we add these numbers to get 10. 10 times 8 is 80. And then negative 80 plus 8 is 0. So our answer right there would be 1x plus 10. Okay. Now, if you want to see the other way to do that, I guess I can do that real fast. X squared plus 2x minus 80, x minus 8. You get 1x up there, so you get x squared minus 8x. Remember that you're subtracting all of that. Those cancel, that turns to a positive. Drop that down. And how many times does x go into 10x? And that would be positive 10 times. You get 10x minus 80. And when you subtract, that changes and both cancel out. So you get the exact same thing. That's going to be it for Algebra 2 Unit 6 review. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Otherwise, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.